Welcome to update number 9 for the M1 Finance monthly dividends portfolio. Now last week I mentioned I was thinking about moving to a monthly format for these updates instead of weekly. Just wanted some feedback, and quite a few of you reached out and said you really look forward to these weekly updates. I had no idea, that's why I asked if you guys had a preference. And so yeah, we're going to keep doing the weekly updates. All I ask is if you're watching my videos, please make sure you sub to the channel and leave a like on the videos. For a channel this size, that little bit goes a really long way. So I'd really appreciate it if you just took the extra 2 seconds to do that. Last week we got about 21 likes on the video. Let's shoot for 30 for this week. I think that's pretty reasonable. But yeah, with that being said, thank you guys for the support. Let's jump into the video. So for the week, we have gains of $14.77 and a 16.47 return. That's actually pretty high for a portfolio that is purely experimental. Looking down at the companies and holdings that we have here, pretty much everything's in the green except for 4 companies, and I'm not worried about them in the slightest. The biggest loser being LTC is only down $1.41, so really not a big deal. The whole strategy with this portfolio is to see if these monthly dividends really chip away at any negative capital gains, and it seems to be working so far. Our market gains are only up $11, but our dividends are $3, so that's about a quarter of the overall gains. So I think it is going to work. We're going to keep doing the updates, and we will see how this pans out over time. Now, since we last talked, we got quite a few dividends to wrap up July. We ended up with $1.13 for July, and for August we are starting out strong with 9 cents. Obviously every single month SPHD is going to be our biggest pair since it is the biggest percentage of the portfolio. I think I kind of forgot about that last week, but yeah, so $1 for July, pretty awesome. For August I'll be looking for $1.50 maybe. We'll have to see how it pans out, but we got 3 so far. So looking at the graph here, visually you can see July was just a huge jump. Hopefully August is the same. We'll kind of have to see. I think July was just such a big jump because we kind of started in May there, so should be more of a steady growth over time with the $50 weekly investment deposit. So looking at last week's video, we had $24 in income. Dividend growth was 2.9% and our dividend yield was 5.42%. Looking at this week, we are now up to $27. Dividend growth has not changed, and the dividend yield has gone down a little bit. Now, the reason why the yield has gone down is slightly because stock prices have pretty much been rising all week. So if the company's paying the same amount in dividend, their yield percentage will go down. Now, pulling into income here, we're about $2 a month, so I think that'll be the expectation for August here, is to get about $2. Obviously still not a whole lot of money, but again, this portfolio is very new and all we're doing is putting $50 a week in. Anybody can do this. It's really not too difficult. I would say a portfolio like this is kind of risky because of the holdings we have in here, but my whole point is if you guys are thinking about investing in stocks, just give it a shot. I mean, worst case scenario, you try it for a little bit and then you can just sell your holdings and move on to something else. Now, if you guys want, I will have an updated link for this pie. You'll be able to see all the holdings individually here. But yeah, that about wraps up the week. If you guys have anything specific you want me to talk about in next week's update, just leave a comment on the video and we can dive in. Maybe you want to know more about one of these companies, just let me know in the comments and I will cover it in next week's video. Thanks again for all the feedback, and I will see you tomorrow.